Hello, amazing hackers. Hope you're doing well today. Welcome back to the channel. So today I would like to go quickly over 5 of the most important reasons why hackers fail in bug bounties, in my opinion. And I've thought about this for quite a while because I think I've saw quite a lot of people attempt bug bounties, but also fail it. And I've tried to come up with some of the reasons why they fail as they failed, and I've made the top 5. So one of the first things that always a lot of hackers make the same mistake is they take a much too way too like big look at the world. They want to take things very broad. They want to hack Google. They want to make money. They want to get fame. They want to get swag immediately. Everybody wants that, of course, and that's very understandable. But if you really want to get good at bug bounties, it's always better, at least in my opinion, to start low and slow, to see what your capabilities are and to actually develop yourself. That's really important to me. You need to indicate your own strength to yourself, and then you need to fight for that. You need to actually put a lot of effort into developing your own strength as opposed to just shooting wild and just trying to hope that you actually fired something. So that's why it really pays off, in my opinion. Don't take too much of a broad look at the world. Try to make it narrow. Try to look at one thing at a time. If you see something like GraphQL, you will Google how to hack GraphQL, and you'll dig deep into it. You look at the manual. You look at what the GraphQL is, what NoSQL is versus SQL, and all of that stuff. So it's really important that you start low and go slow because in my opinion, if you want to jump from nothing, from no IT experience into bug bounties, that's always a bad idea. Now, before we go into the next one, I'd like to quickly remind you guys to smash that like button for the YouTube algorithm and also subscribe if you haven't already, because I bring out a lot of this content on pretty much almost a daily basis. It's never daily, but it's like every other day. Now, the second thing I think people are doing wrong when they go into bug bounties is they're not taking well enough notes. Taking notes is a very important process to me because I'm a dad, as you guys know, and I have to be able to stop and I have to be able to pick up and then hack for an hour and then maybe 2 hours and then stop again. And the thing is that picking up, I can't afford to have 15 minutes that I need to spend on getting started every time. I really need to take good notes. And this might sound silly, but I still use a stupid old pen and paper. That works best for me. You need to find out what works best for you because a lot of people have been asking me, okay, what kind of notes do you take? Well, I use Notion a lot. I used to use OneNote, but I don't use it as much anymore. Now I also do a lot on pen and paper because just that process of the ink flowing, it makes it a lot easier for me to remember where I left off. That helps a lot for me. Taking good notes, not having to start up for 15 minutes every single time, very important to me. Now, the third thing I mean that some people are really doing wrong is they don't know the issue types well enough. The moment you go into bug bounties and you really want to go deep into it, you have to have at least a pen tester level of the issue that you're investigating, because you have to realize that pen testers have gone through the application already. So at least their level of skill or time has been tested. You can either spend a lot more time trying to hack on the same thing, or you can try to be a little bit smarter and to have a little bit more of that what makes you stronger. So it's really important that if you go into bug bounties, you don't expect to make money or even find a vulnerability until you've hit that pen tester level. And even automated scanners are often involved in that situation. As for number 4, hunters often neglect themselves, their own intuition, and they start giving up really early. And that saddens me because that means they're either not doing this for the right reason and they're giving up because they're not achieving the results that they want to get. And that's something very important. If you go into bug bounties, you fail because you are not setting realistic goals for yourself. Like, oh, I want to make full-time bug bounties. Well, I've never done bug bounties before. Yeah, but you need to experience it first, of course. You need to set yourself some very realistic goals. and don't neglect what you have in yourself, what you're strong at. That's something that you need to play into. And if you have an intuition, if you have a feeling for something, just go for it. Who cares if it's a rabbit hole? For me, this was a learning experience, bug bounties. It was never about the money. It was never about getting any of the fame or any of that stuff. I just wanted to prove myself to become a pen tester, because to be a pen tester, you had to have some experience. I didn't have any experience, so I was like, I'll get it in bug bounties. Of course, that was it's a like a big mistake because it wasn't as easy as I expected. But still, I'd never neglected my own intuition, because I knew that I could handle anything that I wanted to as long as I put my mind to it. I saw that when I did my OSCP. I saw that when I did my ISTQB. I saw that when I did my STQB technical test analyst. There's a lot of things where I've jumped the gap that I would never expect that I was able to jump. So I'm not going to neglect myself anymore. And whenever I suspect there's something more, I'm going to dig deeper. It has brought me a lot of things in the past, and I'm sure it will continue to bring me more things into the future. And the last part, the most important part about why I think a lot of hackers fail, is because they don't pick the right target. There are so many different types of targets out there: broad scope, narrow scope, business to consumer, business to business, VDP paid programs, swag programs. That's also an option. Then you still have your web shops, you have your newspaper websites, you have your HR applications, you have IoT applications, web applications, mobile applications. There's so much to do in bug bounties. Why stick to one thing? Why stick to that web shop? Why just stick to the thing you know? It's really cool to explore functionality that you haven't seen before. And it might seem simple. Oh, creating an invoice is simple. Yeah, but the devil is in the details, and all of those little rules that the application has to follow is what usually makes it hackable. So, thank you very, very much for watching. I really, really enjoyed you guys being here. I'm going to go to sleep because I'm tired, and I hope I will see you in the next one. Bye, amazing hackers.